Hey everybody, how are you today on this Saturday afternoon? It was just raining a bit, out getting some stuff done, and I decided, I almost didn't make this video, but I'm going to do this, and I'm going to discuss a subject that this will probably, I'm not going to commit to it definitely, but, oh, I just realized I didn't turn off my notifications. There we go. Don't want any interruptions. This will probably be my final word on this matter, at least in terms of these videos go. I just wanted to kind of put a cap on this, put a bow on it, because, you know, there's someone crowing that they've beaten me. They think they've gotten one over on me, and I'm just petty enough not to be okay with that. So I hope that I'm sure that the individual I'm referring to will see this video. I'll make sure it also goes on YouTube, and they'll see it. They'll see it. And of course, I'm talking about Crazy Joe. Now again, this will be the final time that I talk about him. Let me explain. So, he made a complaint again, to management at the station. And, you know, it's not like I'm in any trouble or anything, because I didn't do anything wrong, but management doesn't want the headache of hearing from the guy. So I was asked, Matt, please just go back to not talking about him. Just don't mention him. We just, you know, everyone understands that he's trash, but, you know, in fact, management has seen some of his content and is well aware of what Joe says in his videos and whatnot, and on his show, his quote-unquote show, his little show that barely exists. But so I was told, you know, yeah, Matt, we get it, and, you know, now he's attacking your dad in addition to attacking you and attacking Jenny, but let's just ignore the guy. Let's not give him any more oxygen or attention. You know, we just don't need the headache of hearing from him. So just ignore him, let him go away. So I said, okay, fine, and this time we will stick to it, because we had that discussion once before, and then, you know, things, the ice kind of thawed in some ways, and so we started sort of talking about him again, but talking about him in code, and then openly speaking about him at the end. So, you know, so that's fine. So we're just, that's it. We're never going to speak of him again on, Matt Connarton Unleashed, at least, not on, WMNH, certainly, ever again. That's the end of that. But I just wanted to say, to Joe directly, and Joe, I know that you'll see this. Listen, I know you think that you won, and you're crowing about how you beat me because, you know, I can't talk about you anymore on the radio and whatever. But I posted something last night, and I knew you wouldn't understand it. I posted a joke to the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page from my phone. I wrote a joke. Not much of a comic, but the joke was, what do Crazy Joe and Donald Trump have in common? Neither will admit they lost. And, of course, you posted a response to that, and you seem surprised by my joke because in your mind, you're the winner. You beat me. But you're wrong. And I'll tell you why you're wrong. You know, there's an old saying, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. And that's exactly what you've done, idiot. See, Joe, in one of your videos, I could tell that, well, you even came right out and said it, you had some mixed feelings about all of this because you thought that we had a good thing going. Because the one thing that you and I agree on, the one way that you and I are alike, is we both seem to appreciate a good radio feud or a good podcast feud, you know. That kind of stuff is kind of fun and it's interesting, and so that might be the one thing that we agree on. So, but you said in one of your videos, you said, so let's, you actually wanted to continue the rivalry. You said, well, let's continue the rivalry on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll just continue it online because it can no longer include the radio show. That's where you screwed up. See, you kept saying that I screwed up, except, well, you said the F word, but I try to keep it family friendly for the kids, you know. You kept saying I screwed up. I screwed up this whole thing, and now there can be no feud, and it's all my fault. No, you screwed up by making a phone call that you should have thought better of. Because here's the problem. Here's what you don't understand. You think, okay, well, he can't talk about me anymore on his radio show, so I got one over on him. Now he'll have to talk about me in YouTube videos and on Facebook, and we'll be on the same playing field, I guess, or however you thought of it. But here's what you don't understand, Joe. I don't have time. The reason I would save all of that for the radio show is because that's time that I have blocked out every day, every weekday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. So I can talk about, whatever. I talk about politics, I interview musicians, talk about you and the latest stupid thing you've done. I don't have time to do anything outside of that, which is why I said this will probably be the last time I ever address you publicly. This is probably it, dude. So drink it in. I don't have time. I have professional obligations. You've been to my websites, ipmnation.com, mattconnarton.com. I've got a lot going on. I've got business to conduct. I've got an online business to run. I have my hypnotherapy practice. I've got a lot to do. And I have a radio show that runs Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on an FM radio station. I got a full plate. And that's in my professional life, plus I have my personal life, which I know you would know nothing about, what it's like to have an actual personal life and a partner. And so my plate is full, dude. I don't have time to engage in a feud with you via Facebook and YouTube. So you're the one who messed up. You're the one who killed the golden goose. Because what you have done, you've made it so I can't do this on my show anymore, which means going forward, I won't be doing it at all. You no longer exist in my world because I don't have time to do it outside of my radio show. I just don't. I don't have time for you. So you screwed yourself because the only reason anybody knows who you are outside of the few friends that you have, and I see the way you chase people away on Facebook. Somebody shows a little bit of interest in you, but they don't show quite enough interest in you, so you begin to insult them and you chase them away. So you can't even hold on to any quote-unquote fans of your show because you chase them all away. If somebody only listens to a half hour, but then they got to go mow their lawn, then you jettison that individual from your life, your online life. So the only fan base you have, let me put it this way, the only fan base you have are the haters that you like to talk about. Do you realize that? We're the only ones who consistently pay any attention to you. We're the only ones who give a shit about your videos. Do you know why your YouTube videos get so many hits? Because sometimes you say stuff that's so ridiculous, I have to share it out so that my fans and my friends can mock you and laugh at you. That's the only reason. That's the only reason you have any following at all. And now that I'm not going to be talking about you on my radio show, Joe, that all goes away. And that's what I meant. You think you won. Dude, I'm playing chess. I don't even know what game you're playing. I can't even imagine you can figure checkers out, so I won't finish the analogy that way. No, you screwed yourself, dude. And listen, as far as how it affects my show, I'm going to be honest with you. Any Crazy Joe related content on my show always got mixed reviews anyway. I hear, obviously a lot of people probably are indifferent to it. Some people were kind of into it and really enjoyed it. But some people actually were turned off by it too. I got an email just the other day from somebody who said, Matt, a listener who said, Matt, it's 2.5 years with this guy. Can you just kind of let him fade away? So, I kept doing it because I thought it was fun because like I said, I like that kind of stuff. But with the audience, it's not going to hurt my show any, dude. There's plenty to talk about. There's plenty of politics to discuss. There's plenty of musicians to interview. There's plenty of films for Eric Pilcher to review. Oh, that must stick in your craw. You so wish you had a segment on my show, don't you? No, there's plenty to do, dude. I'm very proud of my radio show. You can knock it all you want to, but I know the truth. And that's why I always say your words don't affect me at all, because they really don't. I know I'm good at what I do. Doesn't matter if you think I am. I know I am. And my audience knows I am. And the station knows I am. And the station, by the way, WMNH, I know you like to put it down. You like to make it sound like it's this rinky-dink operation with barely any signal, and they can hear us across the street at the hobnobbing, as you like to call it, and that's about it. Joe, let me ask you a serious question, and I really want you to think about this to the extent that you're able to process actual thought. I mean, I don't want you to harm yourself, but if the station is just such a rinky-dink piece of crap nobody cares about, why do we have advertisers? A growing list of advertisers, by the way. Why do we have sponsors who are willing to actually pay money to be a part of what we do, to associate with us, to have their businesses represented on our station? Why do you think that is, Joe? Do you think these businesses are just in the habit of throwing money away? No, they want to be a part of my show and the other shows on WMNH, and they want to be a part of WMNH because they see the value that we bring and that we can help their businesses with advertising. Just this month, we got a new sponsor. And we've got more in the pipeline, trust me. We've got some good stuff coming. And, you know, I mean, our signal isn't the strongest. It is a small station. Yes, that is true, Joe. And we are in a small market, a small radio market here in Manchester, New Hampshire. But what you also don't get is none of that really matters that much. I know you're very old and you don't understand the way that media has changed and radio has changed, and the paradigm is very different than it once was. But in today's world, Joe, in the year 2022, feel free to join us. It's much more about streaming. Yeah, obviously we're on the FM band. We're at 95.3 FM. So people are listening. It's a drive time show, just like the morning show is. People are listening in their cars during their commute. That is how it works with drive time, radio. But we're also in a world where far more people now are actually streaming their content. So people who are listening to the shows live, they're streaming it in their cars. I didn't know if you know this, Joe. You can actually stream in your car. Plug in your phone, plug in your mobile device, whatever. Or maybe you even have something built into your car if you have a newer car. But that's how people consume content. That's why we have people listening from not just all over the country, but even on other continents, Joe. And you can't go by what you see in Facebook. We have some especially loyal people who log into Facebook every day during my show, but then we've got all the people streaming the audio online from various platforms, and then all the people who download the show afterward because, you know, we put up the podcast. It's available on all the major podcasting platforms, and that is growing by leaps and bounds. So you know nothing of which you speak, Joe. We are far more successful than you think we are. But deep down you know that anyway, don't you? Deep down you know that. You just don't like to admit it. I know you know it deep down because you were so desperate. You were so desperate to be on WMNH at one point. You were so angry when it didn't work out. It's funny how you were so desperate to be on this thing that you're putting down all the time. That's interesting. But, Joe, like I said, you've shut off your own supply of oxygen and attention by making it so I can't really talk about you on my show anymore because, like I said, I don't have time. This is going to be the last time I make a video like this. I don't have time for this. Unlike you, I have a lot going on. I have businesses to run. I got things to do. I don't have time to make stupid videos on YouTube and Facebook all day like you do. I just don't. And I have an actual FM radio show that I'm devoted to. Unlike you, who, I mean, come on. I like your new website. It's aesthetically pleasing. Not much on it, though. Not much content there. Thought you were going to upload all of your own shows. I see a few of them. Yeah. But by the way, though, Joe, just because we're not going to be publicly speaking of you anymore necessarily, or at least I'm not. I don't want to speak for anybody else. Anybody else who, you know, everybody can do what they want to. I'm not trying to tell anybody else what to do. Like I said, I just don't have time for this kind of thing. But Joe, just because we're quiet doesn't mean we're not still watching. So, if it's any solace to you, Joe, I guess you will still retain some audience, because the few people that you have, and by few, I literally mean like 3, 4, 5 people. The few people that you have that pay attention to you, we're probably going to be a lot quieter going forward. But that doesn't mean we won't be watching. You're a bit of a paradox, Joe. You're a bit of a puzzle, because you so desperately want fans and you so desperately want attention. But at the same time, you're constantly pushing everybody away and constantly repelling that attention. Why is that? Don't worry. If it makes you feel any better, you'll never get rid of us. Oh no, we're not going to give you any more free publicity. That ship has sailed. You ended that, which is why I'm the winner, not you. Oh, but we'll still be watching. We'll still be keeping tabs. I can still see everything you do on Facebook and YouTube, even though you think that I can't, or you thought that I couldn't. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll still be watching. We'll still be listening. Who knows? Might even be some deplatforming going on. I don't believe in that personally. I certainly would never call anyone's boss and try to get somebody in trouble. That's a really pathetic thing to do. That's a desperate, pathetic bitch move. I would never do that. I know someone who would. I personally would never actually call someone's boss and try to make trouble for them. Wouldn't even occur to me. I mean, to do that, I mean, I just can't imagine. I can't imagine calling a radio station to complain about one of their hosts. How small in the pants and so deeply insecure one would have to be to resort to that. But hey, but you and I are different people. So, I don't mean to judge. But this is it, Joe. This is it. I'm not in a big hurry to finish this up. I'm kind of slowly moving toward the end of the video where I click finish, because I want to give you a chance. I do want to give you an opportunity. I am a benevolent host. I want to give you an opportunity to just kind of suck up and enjoy these last few seconds of the teeny tiny sliver of fame that you've enjoyed in your dark little corner of the internet because of my show. It's all because of my show. Without my radio show, no one would know you exist. But you didn't like the way that was going, so you did something about it. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face. This is it, buddy. This is the last few seconds for you. And then you can go back to, well, you've always been there. I was going to say go back to obscurity, but here's the thing. That really is your problem. See, that's your problem, Crazy Joe. It's not even so much your racism. I mean, that is a problem, or your ignorance, your general ignorance, and the anti-Semitism and the homophobia and all of it. No. You know what your problem is? Your problem is your frustration with your own irrelevance and your obscurity. And your problem, Joe, you did it. You have made your own problem exponentially worse. And don't even attempt to repeat the word exponentially in one of your videos, Joe. I actually go ahead and do it. I'm quite curious as to how you'll butcher it. But, yeah. You've screwed yourself, Joe. This is it for you. You know why I'm taking my time ending the video? It's not because I'm reveling in this. I almost feel sorry for you. Almost. Oh, well. That's it for you, Joe. But don't worry. We'll still be watching and listening. But I won't be calling your show. I wonder if anyone will. The show that you don't actually do. Or the show that you do for a month and then you get frustrated and discouraged and then you give up again? You know that? I won't be calling. I have nothing more to say to you. Other than, welcome to Irrelevance, Joe. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'd offer to keep you company, but I have an actual radio show to do.